The ancient Egyptians sent a fleet of ships around Africa, and they completely circumnavigated Africa.
I'm going to give you the end at the beginning. I personally don't think that this voyage happened for a couple of reasons, but if you want to stick around for the rest of the video, that would be great. My name is Joe. I have bachelor's degrees in archaeology and classics. I am not a practicing or professional archaeologist. I just like to use my degrees when I can, and this has been the best way I found so far. So in this video, Dr. Casagrande talks about how the Egyptians proved that the Earth was a sphere because they sent a group to circumnavigate Africa. They started in the Red Sea, they went around Africa, came back through the Pillars of Heracles, or what we call the Strait of Gibraltar, and back to Egypt. And he's getting this from one source, Herodotus, who lived about 150 years after the events were said to have happened. Herodotus was a historian, a Greek historian, who traveled around Greece, Asia Minor, and Egypt, and collected stories to gain knowledge of the Mediterranean world, the known world, the history of that world at that time. And during one of these travels, while he was in Egypt, he got this story told to him by an Egyptian. We don't know who that Egyptian was. We don't know if he was an official or if he was related to somebody who had gone on the voyage. We know really nothing about who this person was, and that has lended to some skepticism about whether the story was real. Some scholars do believe that it was real because of what Herodotus wrote, specifically about the position of the sun. I'm gonna put in the whole chapter. It's a small little chapter, a little chunk of a paragraph that talks about this voyage. And this happened sometime during the rule of Necho II, who ruled from 610 BCE to 595 BCE. He was involved in a lot of projects, like the kind of beginning thought of what would become the Suez Canal, a major Egyptian navy, using Greeks and Phoenicians and others who had come to Egypt to live. While doing these projects, including sending this group of Phoenicians down to circumnavigate Africa, he was also involved in quite a few military campaigns, two big ones. One that happened, I believe, in 609 BCE and one that happened in 605 BCE. And these would have taken a lot of resources, a lot of time, a lot of effort. The first campaign that he was involved in, he led to do battle with the Judean king Josiah at Megiddo. And so when you look at the logistics and everything that had to happen for this fleet to have gone down and circumnavigated Africa, I'm not saying that it absolutely didn't happen. I'm just saying that right now we don't have any archaeological evidence to support what Herodotus said. There's nothing in Egypt, there's nothing in Greece, there's nothing been found around Africa. There has been nothing that we can say definitively that this voyage happened. And Dr. Casagrande is taking it as fact. He is saying that the Egyptians proved it because they took this voyage, and he's not giving any leeway to that. He's not saying, well, we really only have one source. And I think it's his job as someone who is teaching a group of people to say that we don't have a lot of information, but this is what some scholars, this is what we think, this is what I think. That's why I said at the beginning, I personally don't believe that this voyage happened. There's just not enough evidence to say that it did. And of course, like I say in all my videos, I could be wrong, and that's totally fine. I accept that I could be wrong, but sometimes we have to be able to say that we just don't have enough evidence to say one way or the other. We can't just take something as fact, even if we want to. That's really it for this video. I promise I'm not going to keep making a ton of videos of replying to Dr. Casagrande's videos here on TikTok. I see these videos and then I hear him say something and I'm just like, no, I have to say something. I know that gets old and tired and boring, so I promise I'm not going to keep making a lot of videos. I just want to pass on the information that I have, and like always, I will put the sources that I have on the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Bye.